In Nevada County, every day is a second chance. At Sammie's Friends, we rescue, heal, and rehome pets who have been forgotten. From heartbreak to home, with your help, Sammie's Friends is saving lives every day. Adopt, foster, donate, volunteer. Welcome back, everyone, to Sammie's Friends Bark-A-Thon. I am here with the wonderful Lorie Hennessey from the Office of Emergency Service. Thank you so much, Lorie, for coming on up.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been a great day here at the Bark-A-Thon. Beautiful weather. It's 80 degrees outside. We got food trucks, guys. We got bands playing. We got puppies and kittens. So come on out and come see us here and support Sammie's Friends. So, Lorie, Office of Emergency Services. You want to tell me a little bit about what that does for the community?
I'd love to do that. We are responsible for coordinating the county's departments, local cities, and special districts to prevent, protect, mitigate, respond to, and recover from disasters. That's the official statement. But what we really do is we know we live in an area where we are high in wildfire area. And so we want to make sure our community members are prepared and have the resources that it takes in case that something were to come up, and to be planning and prepared to activate if necessary.
Yeah. And I know there have been a couple of times where I've almost had to evacuate my house, and I have about 9 animals. So I got a whole lot I got to pack up. So do you want to kind of talk about
Absolutely.
Like
9 animals is a lot. I know it's just my 2. It was quite we received an evacuation warning. I think the first thing and the foremost thing that I would mention is for you and your humans and your furry friends and pets and livestock and anything that you have within your household, you want to make sure that you sign up for Code Red. You want to know when an evacuation order or warning is taking place so that you have the time necessary to put your plan in place. And when I say put your plan in place, there are several different things that you have to do to make sure that you're ready to go. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. So what are those things that you want to be prepped for, before?
So there's several things you want to do. One, you want to make sure you know your zone. You want to make sure that you know which zone you reside in and which zone other people that are close to you reside in, so that you know whether or not you're under an evacuation warning or maybe an order to leave.
Yeah.
And if you are, you want to then put that plan in place as quickly as possible. But knowing your zone is the first step. There's a lot of other things you can do to really then make sure that when you are ready to go, that you are all set and have everything you need to activate. So,
are there any I know they do the evacuation boxes. I have an evacuation box that has all of my dog's food and cat food and all of that stuff. So
absolutely,
let's talk about it.
Yeah. So anytime there's an evacuation warning or order, you should always have, not when it happens, but way before then, you should have your go bags ready. So all humans should have their go bags ready, but also for your pets. And your pets aren't going to be the ones packing it. So you got to do it for them, right? So you got to make sure that it's sitting someplace that it's easily accessible to take and go. So you don't want to have it in the far backs of your closets where, you have to go through and dig around to get it. Mm-hmm. You want to have it somewhere where as you're leaving, you're grabbing and you're going.
Yeah.
So for your smaller pets, that may be a kennel. And in that kennel, you're going to have 2 weeks worth supply of food. You're going to have collars, leashes. You're going to have some of their treats, maybe a blanket of theirs. You're going to have some toys, things that are going to remind them of home, because they're going to know something's up. Yeah. They're just not going to know all the details. So trying to keep them as calm as possible. And whereas humans, really, we only need about 3 days in our go bag.
Yeah.
Animals need about 2 weeks because we don't know what's going to happen and we don't know how long they're going to be somewhere where it may be different. So we want to make sure that we keep as much comfort of home with them while we are away from our actual, residences or properties. So if you have larger animals, that's a bigger thing. Yeah. You need to be thinking about a lot of different stuff. You need to be thinking about maybe a larger go bag, but you also have to have things like knowing your 5. So knowing your 5 is having 5 people within your network that you're kind of connected to during these emergency evacuation orders or warnings. And the reason is if you have livestock or horses, you may want to have one of those 5 be an alternate location you can bring your animals to. So you really want to make sure you're keeping that in your thoughts and knowing what their location and zone is too, right? So that if they're under evacuation orders and you're under evacuation orders, that may not be an option.
Yeah.
But you also want to ensure that you have some backup locations, because the question is, if you are told that you need to evacuate, where do you go?
Yeah.
Where do you go? Where would you go?
Well, luckily I don't have livestock, but if I did, I would have no idea. I would start calling people I know that have pastures that hopefully are not evacuating and be like, hey, can I park my critters with you for a couple days?
Right. So you want to know. You want to know your 5, and you want to know what's available in the community, like the Heart Team. So the Heart Team is a nonprofit organization who helps during evacuation. And for those that might need additional assistance, they're a good resource to have. So you can look them up. Everything I'm talking about today, you can find on readynevadacounty.org. And it's a full list of resources of things like your go bag checklist. It's going to have different resources on how to sign up, for Code Red, how to find your zone. I encourage you to write down your zone, have it with you at all times so that you know what your zone is. I have it on a magnet on my dishwasher so that I can look at it every day. But I also have my parents because I want to make sure they're included in that as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's amazing. Well, guys, it's been wonderful having Lorie here. Lorie, it's always great to see you. I want a little plug for Lorie. It is her 28th wedding anniversary today. So I just want to say congrats on 28 years. That's amazing. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. And thank you so much for coming out today.
Awesome.
Everybody, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back. We got music. We got food. We got animals here. And we got lots of fun stuff and more conversations and demos happening. So we look forward to seeing you guys back here. Stay tuned, guys.